Hey pals, it's Sassy Cassie, and welcome back to another reaction video of Naruto Shippuden. As always, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and anyone watching this video. Thank you so much for watching and continuing to follow me on this crazy onion of a journey. I would also like to give a very special thank you to my patrons. So previously on Naruto Shippuden, we are at this Kage meeting, or the meeting of the 5 Kage, and I don't even know where to start, like where to focus on first. Okay, so there's the meeting, right? And all of them are kind of like arguing about how many Akatsuki members have come out of each like village. And then Sasuke is there and tries to take out Danzo. Some of them slip away. I know Gaara tried to talk to him. The other people are like fighting him because what's her name tried to attack Sasuke, which actually, speaking of which, like I said, I've been editing some stuff and I've been going back and watching a couple things, and there's something that Kisame said, and I don't know what'll happen with the commentary we'll say once that video comes out anyway, but there's something that Kisame said about the Mizukage, and the other girl was that one lady was mentioning the previous Mizukage, and I feel like Naruto is one of those shows where I can't just write it off as nothing, and also Gibbs rule number something, there's no such thing as coincidences. So I feel like it does mean something, and maybe they're talking about the same thing, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, that crazy person theory can wait for another time, because she was fighting him. She had like 2 different, oh my gosh, what are they called? Kage Genkais. And ultimately, all of them like failed to capture him. The one dude would like obliterated him. Well, not obliterated. That implies, I guess, like an explosion, but like broke him down to molecular level, but then didn't, because Madara like saved him. And that's kind of where it ended. But like on the other hand, Naruto and Kakashi and Yamato have found out the truth, the information that Madara had given them about like what happened to Itachi, that he wasn't really a traitor, that it was actually the higher ups. And they're like, well, we can't go around pointing fingers, like we have to investigate a little bit. Honestly, the only thing that's come out of all of this is that Danzo has somehow gotten away, and I'm upset about it. I don't want him to be in charge because he's mean and not good for the village, but we'll find out, I guess, what's going to happen, because I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Madara Sasuke like situation, because I know he said something about something, but I can't remember what exactly it is he said. It's been a minute since I watched that previous episode. But it's fine, because we're going to watch it and it'll get re-explained and maybe it'll come back to me. And then we'll explore more things and, you know, find new layers of this onion that we didn't even know were there.
Kiba, when we get to the land of iron, please find Naruto quickly.
He told those two too. Right, I kind of forgot about that situation where he told Sakura and all that fun stuff.
So, that's what Madara's ability is.
Okay, so it is Sasori as the puppet. Interesting. And I also...
So, that's what Madara's ability is.
It's the transportation technique.
It is transportation. Interesting. But it looks like they're in like a 3rd dimension. Maybe it just comes off as a transportation technique, but it's actually not.
My injuries from my battle with the first Hokage, Hashirama, were too severe. I currently have little power.
He says that.
My former self.
But that's terrifying if he's a shell now.
Then this plan of yours is to restore your power, is that it?
I suppose
by using Sasuke.
But there's so much more to it.
Is this kind of gonna be kind of aligned with what Orochimaru wanted? Like, does he want Sasuke's body?
Stone tablet passed down within the Uchiha clan. It's in a room beneath the hidden leaf. Upon it are written secrets engraved by the sage of the 6 paths himself. They cannot be read without visual powers. With the Sharingan, Mangekyo Sharingan, and Rinnegan respectively, more and more knowledge is progressively revealed.
And your story's becoming more and more unbelievable.
So he wants more eyeballs so that he can get more information.
Do you know all the tablet's secrets then?
Let's hear them.
The sage once saved the world from a certain monster.
What monster?
The tailed beast.
Kara. You once held merely one small piece of that monster's seed.
So if they all get put together, they form one big monster.
A creature that possessed almost infinite chakra. The 10 Tails.
Interesting. Did this beast split himself up so that... Well, no, I bet you the sage dude split him up so that the power wasn't all collected. But is his plan now to put it back together? And that's why he wants the eyeballs, so that somehow he can, like, control it or whatever.
Shukaku, God's tailed beast known as the One Tail. The fiery
Oh,
cat.
you know what?
The
I guess
hidden
this
clouds
is
Yukito need.
kind of like my
The
dream
10 Tails.
to see all of them.
The 4 Mizukages. The 3
Oh, I understand now.
Roshi of the Lava Styles. The 4 Tails. Han of the Hidden Stones. The 5 Tails.
Interesting.
The Rogue Ninja, Utakatas. The 6 Tails. Fu of the Hidden Waterfalls.
There are way more lands and villages than I thought.
Raikage's younger brothers, the 8 Tails. And the Fox Spirit of the Hidden Leaf, the 9 Tails.
At least we know who all of them are now. Very exciting.
He summoned the last of his strength to partition the 10 Tails chakra into 9 pieces and scatter them all across the world.
Very
Then he
fascinating.
sealed away the body of the monster, now devoid of chakra, and hurled it up into the sky. It became the moon.
This tale is ridiculous. I mean, what human being could do something like that?
Somebody that has like all powers.
What are you planning on doing with all of that power?
Yes, yes,
Revive
very
the
good
10
question.
Tails, of course, and become the 10 Tails Jinchuriki. I would
So
then
this
use
is his
its
real
tremendous
plan?
chakra to strengthen my visual prowess and launch a certain jutsu.
But what's
A certain jutsu. Oh, there's part 2 of this plan. Okay.
I shall unify the entire world. I will create a world without hatred or war. Everything will become one with me. Everything will be united. That is Project Tsukinome.
Okay. Assuming that he's telling the truth.
So what exists inside such a genjutsu world? There's no hope, no dreams. It's just an escape.
you want to unite
Yeah.
the whole world, huh?
I don't
Interesting
know.
that Danzo
It
mentioned something similar.
seems-
But it sounds to me that instead of wanting to unite the world, you actually want to make the world yours and only yours.
Yeah, I have so many questions about this.
What have you 5 Kage accomplished? You of all people should know the truth by now.
What truth?
There is no hope. To hope is equivalent to giving up. And it's the biggest deception of all.
This is where I stop understanding you, my dude.
There's a shinobi who's a perfect Jinchuriki. There's no one quite like your younger brother.
So it's true. I had a feeling he escaped.
That giant fool! He used this chance to run off and play hooky.
I love that he immediately knew what he was doing. And also, I do love that he was immediately like, absolutely not. Naruto's my friend.
I hereby declare war on you all. The 4th Great Ninja War begins now.
What? You're starting the
Interesting.
4th Great Ninja War? Are you mad?
Is this really war, or is he just
The
messing
next time we
around?
meet,
Will be in battle.
I mean, I don't think he would mess around because he's kind of crazy. But basically he wants, but he doesn't, I get confused because he just doesn't seem like the type of guy that would want world peace, even though it's like under his control.
And I'll pass on the news about the allied Shinobi forces to a leaf ninja that I trust.
Who is that?
Kakashi Hatake of the Sharingan Eye.
Aww.
Do you mean the son of the White Fang?
Right here and now, this young shinobi, no matter how awkward, is bowing his head with respect and affection.
And they know that he's here because they saw him. Right, because the other people don't even know that Naruto is there.
I think the reason why Madara is waging war with his seven-tailed beasts is that in his weakened state, it's too difficult for him to capture the 8 and 9 tails with just the remaining Akatsuki members. And even if it were possible,
so he's gonna
the
like
risks
lure
are
them
too
out
high.
so that he can get
Also,
them? Question
he may be
mark?
hoping to lure the two out with this war. For many reasons, using the tailed beasts in battle is not a wise strategy.
They are correct, but this is Naruto. I don't know anything about this other dude other than that he's like, you know, quirky, but Naruto's not gonna let that happen. Like, if all his friends are going off to war, he's not gonna stand by and just wait behind the sidelines.
Besides which, military strategy is a foreign concept to my little brother. The 8 tails.
Okay,
Jinchuriki.
understanding. I love their
Never
little smirks.
predict what he'd do. Yeah! And he might bring his own brand of chaos with him to the battlefield.
The same could be said.
I love it. But that's not gonna happen the way they want them to.
Even though he's human, he has power close to that of a Jinchuriki. He is like a tailed beast without the tail, or so my elders have told me. He's extraordinary. Please, do not underestimate him.
Yes, we already know about that. But anyway, for all of you
Yes, we know. Okay, bye.
Gone out of his way to come to this summit and try to negotiate. He must be facing unfavorable circumstances just like us. Furthermore, we samurai shall also participate in this war. Is this more
Interesting.
satisfactory, Lord Tsuchikage? Do you still harbor doubts?
Interesting. He wanted them to be on the front lines, but that's just not going to happen. At least not right away, because this is Naruto. And if what they say about the other guy is true, but like, I don't feel like he's going to follow instructions either.
But I've got a trick up my sleeve.
What the hell was he? Ugh, he is disgusting.
Oh, and she's not even there to witness it. But also, I realize now that they left those two behind. I don't know if they're going to go get them, but I hope they do.
If we just do what we always do, we'll never find Sasuke. Gonna have to use Sage Mode. But I need to find a way to make it last longer.
Naruto, come down already.
Oh, see, they're there. And then the other people are going to be there. It's going to be one big old reunion.
Why are all of you here?
Naruto. I need to talk to you right now.
Okay. All right, be prepared. I've got a lot of word vomit because I couldn't get it out. I feel like usually there is a lot of pause so that I can get my thoughts out, but this had like no pause. So first of all, Madara declaring war on everybody. Basically, he's like, well, I should even go back further than that. He's like, this is my plan, which still struggle to believe anything that he says, but let's just say for a second that we do believe him because I think he's sinister enough to want to basically control the entire world. He wants to control all of the Jinchuriki he wants all the tailed beasts so that he can become the Jinchuriki of the ultimate form of all the tailed beasts, which is the 10 tails, which is of stuff of legend, which apparently all of this stuff was written on a tablet by the Sage of the Six Paths, which only those with visual things can read on a tablet that happens to be in the Uchiha stronghold or secret base or whatever. He basically wants to use that to make his Sharingan reflect upon the eye and control the whole world and create peace. Now, I will say, in general, this is not necessarily like a bad idea because in a way he wants world peace. And at this point, we've all thought that he wanted world domination, which in a way is kind of the same thing. he wants to control everybody to create peace, but that is also him ruling the world. It's just not as war-driven as it would appear to be, or at least not appear to be, but has been previously presented to us. I'll just say that. Yes, he is declaring war on all of them because he's like, join me, give up Naruto and the other guy, or you're against me, and therefore I declare war on you because I will get this in the end, and blah, blah, blah. Fine. Sure. We're going to go through a war with him, and we've already seen the kind of things that it's done to people already, just based on the other ones. Well, mostly because this is the fourth one, is what they said. So the last one, which was the third one, which is the one that Jiraiya and all them went through, but there was also the one before that, which I think we've kind of gotten a little peek into, or has been mentioned a couple of times. I can't quite recall, but we've already seen what the third Great Ninja War did to like a lot of our characters, or a lot of the people that we have met in their journeys, and it hasn't been great. So on the one hand, I kind of hope he's joking, but I don't think he is, because he strikes me as that diabolical is what I'm trying to say. So this like sparks them to actually create this alliance, which is what Danzo wanted to begin with, but also I feel like he has way like more sinister motives than what these people are planning or like thinking of. So they're going to form the alliance anyway, because they're like, well, we can all either fight each other and fight them, or we could just fight them, which is not what they said exactly, but I feel like that is something that might be going through their minds at the very least. So they're forming this alliance, and they want to include the Leaf, but like Danzo can't be trusted, and they're like, well, this isn't going to go over well once the people of the Leaf find out about this, which I'm like, yes, thank you. I don't know if the information is going to get squandered or if they're going to be able to get that information out, but I really, really hope that they do, because there are multiple witnesses that say this thing, and even though Danzo's got like a whole like secret elite, you know, army on his side, I really hope that it works out in like our team's favor, like on this side, you know, because as I mentioned before, I don't like Danzo, and I don't think he needs to be Hokage. I think that just needs to be thrown out the window. So they're going to form this alliance. They're going to trust Kakashi, and I love that the older brother Kage was just like, you know, I trust him simply based on the one conversation that they had, that like he seems at least more trustworthy, and I love that because Kakashi is more trustworthy, let's be honest. Ugh. I also have to say that once he found out that his brother would live, he's like, did he really use this chance to run away? Immediately just exactly knew what his brother was saying or thinking. Hilarious. Absolutely loved it. So the other thing is that they're discussing what to do with the last two tailed beasts, and they're like, they must be put in protective custody. Aside from that one guy, I feel like he might have some kind of ulterior motive of some kind. I don't know. But ultimately, they're like, we can't let them get their hands on him. Maybe we should put him on the front line. Maybe we shouldn't. They make good points on both ends. But like, even if they put them into protective custody, there's no way. Again, if all of his friends are going off to war, there's absolutely no way that Naruto is just going to let that happen. He's going to want to go too. And he's like, you don't need to protect me, or like, I can do myself. Or he's going to be all like, what was all this training for? Why do I have this power if I can't use it to protect people? You know, very Naruto or like MC type thought processes. So I just don't know if it's going to go the way they want it to, but you know, good effort, good try, and we'll see what it got, but I imagine it's going to go exactly how I think. He's just going to insist on going or find some way to go some way. Then at the end, when they're all like meeting each other, or, you know, Sakura's group, because I remember now it's because they wanted her to make that decision, and she's gonna talk to Naruto about it, or she's like, I want to be the one to tell Naruto, so now she's there to tell Naruto. But also there's all this other information, so like I feel like they should all just talk at the same time, but it's probably not gonna happen that way. They're probably gonna get new information on top of each other, and then we'll go from there. Also, last side note, I guess, the fact that the Land of Iron is going to participate, and they're usually the neutral land when it comes to this stuff, is very fascinating to me. And I really kind of like that, because the fact that even they are getting involved, because at the end of the day, yes, he's declaring war on the nations and all that stuff, but like, if Madara is going to take over the world, essentially, it affects everybody, not just the ninja nations. And so I think it's really cool to have that thrown into the mix. And then lastly, my last thought, which I came back to, but like getting to see all the people, I've been saying it. I have been saying it for like episodes upon episodes, how I've been sad that we don't know anything about these people. And granted, we don't know anything really about all the different Jinchuriki, but now we get to see all of them more. We get to see which tailed beasts they are. We see what village they're from, which I guess I always just thought that, I know there's a lot because I keep thinking back to the training exams about the grass ninja that Orochimaru impersonated, but like they weren't at the summit necessarily. And so I'm very curious just how many lands there are, or are there just multiple villages within the 5 or so lands? Which would make sense both ways, and it probably has been explained before. I just honestly don't remember, but I loved seeing where they're all from, seeing which tailed beasts they are and who they are, because I've been wanting more information. We don't get to know anything about these people, and it's been really sad. But also, I'm glad that I was like editing those videos and then going back to this and knowing more about the context of the Mizukage. He was a tailed beast, and you know what? They might have mentioned that before, but I honestly don't recall, and I find that very fascinating because if I do recall from previous episodes, they were like, he went missing, but it's not that he went missing, he was taken. So very interesting, very fascinating, lots of information. I apologize that this episode, like video, like actual inclusion of the episode wise is going to be so short, but I felt there was too much information. I even went back a couple of times. I was like, there's too much information that I need to be paying attention to spew out and to fully get out all of my word vomit and maybe a couple crazy person theories in there. I don't really know, but I really needed to get that out. I'm glad I was able to, I think, remember everything towards the end. I can breathe again. So thank you all so much for watching and continuing to follow me on this crazy Shinobi journey. I apologize for all the word vomit at the end, but I'm sure some of you felt the same way, and it's fine. But again, thank you all, and until next time, bye!